But right now, time to talk some hoops with the Tennessee Volunteers assistant basketball coach and pretty good shooter, Kent Williams, joining us here on the new Sentinel Sports page. Hey, Coach Williams, Vince Ferrara, and Brendan Quinn. How you doing this morning?
Doing great. How you guys doing?
We're good, Coach. So a lot of people have talked, obviously, about the struggles in a two-game stretch, and you've been around the game. Do you recall a two-game stretch with any team that you've been a part of where offenses have struggled to that extent like you guys have in the last two games?
No, not a team that I've been a part of, but, I mean, it does happen, and I think the one thing that I think kind of gets put out of place here a little bit is both Georgetown and Virginia play very slow-down basketball games. They don't really push the ball, so there are going to be very few possessions in those games. And not so much the points per game that we were upset about, but it's just more our shooting percentages that we really got to work on, and getting guys taking better shots, getting guys that need to be more aggressive and attacking, doing that, and just getting the ball in the right guy's hands.
And Kent, I guess you had these. Now today will be the seventh day, but you've had all this time off since the UVA game, getting back on the court. Is that, I mean, as a shooter yourself, is that a good thing, or kind of can that be something where it almost can make it linger, those offensive problems, or is it good to just get away, get out of the game atmosphere and just kind of just work on getting that confidence back in the stroke?
Well, I think at this time of the year, it was good for us to have some time to really look at our offense and kind of talk to the players and have that time to work on it. Get some extra shots up, but also really work on being more efficient in our offense. Against the zone and Georgetown game, that was totally different than what happened in the Virginia game. Because Virginia played man the whole time. So the two different ways that we just didn't shoot the ball well and didn't get to the ball to the right guys, but. I think it was good having some time off, especially at this time of the year. Now, if it's in February, you have a bad game or two bad games like this, yeah, you want to get back out there and get out there and play. But I think this time of the year, most teams are still tweaking, fixing some things, trying to figure out the rotations a little bit as well.
And when you talk about you looked at the tape and talked to the players, I assume one of the biggest, you could kind of see this yesterday at practice and even talking with Konzo beforehand, but just generating easier baskets. It seems like every offensive possession is such a grind, and often gets into single digits in the shot clock, and very few transition baskets. What's just kind of being addressed right now in terms of just kind of making things generally easier, if that can even be said. I don't know if there's a recipe out there for that, but.
Well, when you're holding the other team to shooting, and I don't know what it is for the last two games, but they didn't shoot very well either. Right. So, their team's shooting like 35% against us. That's a lot of opportunities where we got to take the ball and push it. Like you said, try to get some transition baskets, get some easy baskets. And it's a combination of, hey, get the ball, the rebounder, get it out, and let's go. Trey's got to do a better job of pushing the ball, and guys got to run with them. And we always tell guys, hey, on a miss or a steal, let's push it and see what's there. We don't want to walk it up because, like I said, that becomes a grind every single possession. And especially the way it's been going, the way we've been shooting in the half court, you want to get those transition baskets. So we really talked more about, hey, when you guys got the opportunity, you got to push it, and guys got to be thinking quick. Get the ball, get the rebound, let's go. If Josh Richardson or Jordan McCray gets a rebound, Trey doesn't have to go get it from those guys. Let them push it, and let's go. So we definitely want to get some easier baskets and go in transition, but that hasn't changed from what we've always done as a previous years, and as a staff, we always want to push the ball when we get the opportunity.
Joined by Kent Williams from the Tennessee Volunteers basketball staff. Tennessee hosting Wichita State, number 23 ranked Shockers tomorrow night at Thompson Bowling Arena. We'll have it for you here on the Sports Animal, and Brendan will have coverage in the Knoxville News Sentinel. Coach, as you know, there's a pie that you divide in terms of responsibility and things you can improve on when they're scoring. You talked about those defenses, the slow down defenses of Georgetown and Virginia, feeding the post, up tempo, but also in the post. When you are in the half court, in half court offense, what can your post players do better to help your offense?
Well, I think a couple of things. First of all, they got to post a little deeper. I think sometimes Jarnell and Kenny are posting, around 15 feet from the basket instead of trying to get in and, get deep positions. So now if they're deep, they can make a quick move if they're out 15 feet and they have to back their man down with the ball, there's plenty of time for a double team or guys to really dig down and scrape at them and try to get steals. So we want those guys to get post position a lot deeper. Hey, you may catch it, make a quick move before anybody can come and help on you and double team you. And we've talked to Jarnell about that, especially this past week. Trying to be a little bit quicker with his moves, and then kind of getting a feel for where the defense is at the whole time.
And let's jump into Wichita a little bit on Thursday now. You are a former Southern Illinois Saluki yourself, and you know the Missouri Valley very well. I guess before we get into the actual matchup, talk a little bit about, I guess, the mindset that teams from the Missouri Valley, if you want to explain it to the guys or folks down here, when those teams get on the court of a BCS team, they go in with kind of that different mindset that it's almost like a little mini NCAA tournament team game for those teams.
Yeah, it can be. Missouri Valley is a great league, and they've traditionally put in multiple bids to the NCAA tournament. So, your teams like Creighton and Wichita State, I mean, those are high major type teams. Those guys are, they have the opportunity to be ranked every year. Wichita State's obviously ranked right now, and when you talk about going to those guys and you play at their places, they sell out every game, and it's a big atmosphere for them every time they play. So, they're used to it. They're not going to come in here and be intimidated. They've played in big games. Wichita State's been a great program for maybe the last 10 to 15 years, just consistently being right there at the top of the Missouri Valley, always on the tier of getting in the NCAA tournament or being a really good NIT team. So. They're not going to be intimidated at all. I think if they win tomorrow, it'll be their best start in school history, so they've got a lot that they're playing for.
My first question to you about Wichita State that I thought of was, do they play zone?
They will play a little bit of zone. They kind of do a little bit of everything. They're pretty much a man-to-man team, very similar to us on how they guard man-to-man. They'll press a little bit, but occasionally they will show a 2-3 zone. They're very deep. They can go 10 guys deep, so they can do a lot of different things. And they've played the same style over the last, really the whole time that Marshall's been there as their head coach. They'll be pressing and rotating guys in and out. And like I said, you try to get them in foul trouble a little bit where they've got more guys they can keep bringing in.
They have some Southeast kids, too. Their starting lineup has an Alabama kid, a Georgia kid, and let's see, no, you had two of them, an Alabama kid and a Georgia kid, and more on the roster, I guess.
Yeah, well, Marshall was at Winthrop before he got to Wichita State, so he recruited this area, and I'm sure there's some kids that are going to be excited to get down playing the Southeast a little bit, probably have some family here watching them. And like I said, they'll be geared up and ready for the game. And, like you guys asked that question, me being on the other side, when you're a Missouri Valley team and you're coming to play an SEC team, you're always geared up, you're fired up, you want to prove something, prove that maybe you should be playing in that league or whatever you're trying to prove. There's always something that they're going to be fired up for.
And you talked a little bit about Coach Marshall's system there. They average 73 and change a game, but don't have anyone on the roster who averages over 14 points. Just really balanced offense. What do you kind of see from them in terms of you guys being able to keep them, shut them down? Like you said, you guys have been holding teams to about 35% shooting.
Yeah, well, we feel pretty good about our defense right now. Their best two players are inside guys, both 6'8", averaging around 13 to 14 a game. And, like I said, they're very balanced. They get 73 points, but as I said, they go 10 deep. They'll bring a lot of different guys in, and they're all weapons. And they all kind of play their role really well. They have a couple guys that come in, and they're pretty much knockdown three-point shooters. A couple guys come in, and they do the garbage work. They'll take charges. They get offensive rebounds. They play hard, do the defensive work. And then they've got a couple guys that are good all around. So they're a very well-balanced team. He's had a chance to be there for a long time and establish his program. And, they've got a good mixture of older guys and younger guys, some guys that have redshirted, guys that are 50 or seniors. And like I said, they're very well-balanced, very good team. And also, just to put this in everybody's mind, the last time we played Wichita State, we were at Missouri State. It was for the regular conference championship game. So I'm sure Marshall and some of the guys that were still on that team probably remember that game and maybe want to get it back at us a little bit.
How about that? We're visiting with Kent Williams, Tennessee Volunteers assistant coach, Tennessee and Wichita State tomorrow night at Thompson-Boling Arena. Coach Williams, we get asked all the time, when's Dron Maimon coming back? What can you tell us about Dron Maimon?
Well, there's still no timetable set on that. We're still working on his rehab and trying to get him in shape. And, he had a long off season trying to get ready, and, he had a couple of setbacks. And, we're still evaluating everything, so we don't have a timetable set right now for him. And that's the other thing, people kind of talked about our offense and things that are going on. Well, when you take Jerron Naaman out of it, who is your, probably your best player, he's your second-team All-SEC guy, take him out and you move everybody up a spot, well, that's a little bit more demanding of each guy. And, if you get him back and you slide everybody down a spot, it's a little bit more easier, and he makes things easy for everybody.
Does he have responsibility when he's been in there, responsibility to get guys in the right place? I mean, his basketball IQ helps everyone else out, right?
Yeah, because he can score it inside. He can go on the perimeter and pass the ball and handle it pretty well. And like I said, he plays extremely hard, and he goes after every offensive rebound, and he's going to draw a lot of attention. So when you got a guy like that drawing attention, well, that's going to, if you got him and Jarnell at the same time, well, you're not going to double team both of them the whole game. And then if they do, then that's just going to leave other guys open for better shots. So it just adds one more bigger threat out there and gives you more room for driving lanes and different things like that.
Have you ever seen anything like what has transpired with the coaching search and looking for assistants at a program the way the football fans here at Tennessee have gone through this coaching search? Have you witnessed anything like it, Coach?
Oh, never in my life, never. And I've been some other places, but obviously football here is bigger than anywhere else I've ever been. So, being down in the Southeast for the first time, I've never seen anything quite like it. So, but hopefully it sounds like we got our guy, and hopefully everybody's excited about it, and I know we're excited too. And
I'm sure you would never say this, Kent, but it's got to be nice when you got a whole circus out there kind of nicely blocking any problems on the basketball side that have been going on the last couple of games. So.
Exactly. It's the best time probably to have 2 losses, wasn't it?
All right, Coach. Look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for your time. Good to talk to you as always.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Kent.
Thanks. Kent Williams.